Arsenal being called the new Stoke City is not fair. Mikel Arteta is simply covering all bases to finally end long wait for Premier League glory. Manchester United were latest team to fall victim to the Gunners' set-piece prowess, which could give them an edge in the title race. Arsenal are the set-piece kings of the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's men cemented that standing on Wednesday as Jurrien Timber and William Saliba both scored from corner routines to wrap up a hard-fought 2-0 home win over Manchester United, which saw them close the gap on Liverpool at the top of the table to 7 points. For the first 50 minutes of the game, United stifled the Gunners while sticking to new manager Ruben Amorim's compact 3-4-3 formation, and the atmosphere inside the Emirates Stadium fell flat. But Arsenal always have a plan B to fall back on. Once the dead ball deliveries started raining down, United were left completely overwhelmed, and in the end, they were fortunate not to lose by a far wider margin. They are not the first side to buckle under that pressure, though, and won't be the last. No other team in Europe can match Arsenal's total of 22 goals from set pieces since the start of last season. It's a unique strength that ensures they're never out of a game. But some consider the approach to be a form of anti-football. Arsenal are the new Stoke City, aren't they? Said Dimitar Berbatov, covering the game as a pundit for Amazon Prime. Relying on set pieces to win you the game. But those were bitter and unfair words from a former United forward. Arsenal should not be written off as one-dimensional. Arteta is simply covering all bases to try and deliver the club's first league title in 20 years. Impossible to defend. Every time Declan Rice or Bukayo Saka walked over to the corner flag, you could sense the fear among the United squad. The routine always starts the same way. 4 or 5 of Arsenal's most physically imposing players line up on the far side of the 6-yard area, before crowding around the opposition goalkeeper like bees being drawn to honey as the ball is swung in. Andre Onana was completely helpless on both Arsenal goals, with Timber nodding home the first at the United keeper's front post, and Saliba turning the ball into the net for their second after a deep corner from Saka found Thomas Partey. The Gunners constantly mixed it up with their delivery, and put blockers in place that made it very difficult for United to win first and second balls. Amorim tried a zonal marking system to combat the threat, which backfired. But plenty of other teams have opted to go man for man, and the result has been the same. As a coach, when we set up this strategy, you know what the opponent is going to do, said Portugal coach Roberto Martinez, who previously managed in the Premier League at Wigan and Everton, on an Amazon panel. The uniqueness of Arsenal's work is that they always find little tricks that make it impossible to defend if the pass is right. Nothing on Stoke. Over the last 2 seasons, 25% of Arsenal's 119 Premier League goals have come from set pieces, as per BBC Sport. However, that record is still inferior to Tony Pulis' Stoke, whose ratio reached a staggering 43% between 2008 and 2013. The Potters were masters at maximizing every corner and free kick opportunity, but their main weapon was Rory Delap, who became known as the ultimate long throw-in specialist. It was rare for Stoke to try and score from open play. They relied purely on physicality to accumulate points. Arteta does not want his Arsenal to be labeled the same way. We want to be very dangerous and very effective from every angle and every phase of the game, he said after United's win. Last year we scored the most goals in the history of this football club, not just from set pieces but because of the things we have. We also want to create individual and magical moments. Most annoying bloke in football. Set pieces should be considered part of Arsenal's magic. The Gunners are getting so much success because of the countless hours spent refining their process on the training ground, with set-piece coach Nico Jover having an especially profound impact on Rice, who set up Timber's goal against United. When you go up for a corner it's a chance to score a goal, so to score both of them from corners, Nico will be buzzing and I'm so happy, Rice said. Seeing clips, I know the weight I need to put on the ball and it's just about repetition. I put a few good balls in and could have had a couple of assists, so it was nice to get one. Jover takes Arteta's place on the edge of the touchline whenever Arsenal win set pieces high up the pitch, barking instructions to Rice and Saka as well as the runners in the penalty area. United legend Gary Neville described the Frenchman as the most annoying bloke in football during a watch-along special for The Overlap podcast. which reflected the jealousy brewing throughout the whole league. Arsenal now have an advantage over their rivals because of Jover's innovative methods, but Arteta is adamant that their collaboration does not center solely around dead balls. "We share a very clear vision about how we want to put everything together," the Arsenal boss said at his pre-match press conference. "It's not about open play or set pieces, it's how everything is connected, aligned and can work efficiently in our team." Perennial entertainers. Arsenal can hurt opponents in so many ways. Set pieces is just one of them. Arteta's side warmed up for United by thrashing Nottingham Forest, Sporting CP and West Ham, scoring 13 goals across those 3 games, and some of their football was a joy to behold. When the likes of Saka, Kai Havertz, Martin Odegaard, Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard are firing on all cylinders, Arsenal are almost impossible to stop. There is a ferocious intensity to all of their work on and off the ball, while Arteta also encourages self-expression to open up defenses. "A lot of players can create their own goals," he said in midweek. "We can create goals from short counters and long counters, slow build-ups, restarts and the opportunity to open up the opposition. Every single phase of play, let's maximize it, keep working on it, keep improving." Arsenal can outplay any team on their day, and are deservedly revered as English football's perennial entertainers. But that's not enough to win titles. Arteta knows that, which is why he has embraced a variety of different styles over the last 2 seasons. Adaptability. Arteta was also accused of embracing the dark arts in Arsenal's clash with reigning champions Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium in September, which saw his team earn a 2-2 draw despite playing the entire second half with 10 men. The Gunners led 2-1 at the interval and employed time-wasting tactics while camping on the edge of their own box to try and secure the 3 points. Comparisons were made between Arteta and former Chelsea boss José Mourinho, which the Spaniard leaned into, telling reporters, "He has done more than influence. I think you learn a lot from other top coaches and you try to understand why they've been successful. But if it goes in a different direction, do you have the ability to adapt?" In that instance, Arsenal adapted after losing Trossard to a red card, defending resolutely as a team to hold City off. And against United, Arteta pushed for more of a focus on dead ball opportunities when it became clear they were lacking penetration in open play. Arsenal bullied United into submission, which is also a valuable skill. In the earlier stages of his reign, Arteta had to field constant questions over Arsenal's lack of steel, but it's no longer an issue. The squad mantra is now, win by any means necessary, and that's exactly the attitude all potential champions must have. Time is now. Arsenal will never have a better chance to end their long wait for Premier League glory. Liverpool have enjoyed a superb start to the season under Arne Slot, but there is a sense that the leaders are lacking strength and depth defensively after their 3-3 draw at Newcastle on Wednesday. Man City, meanwhile, have lost 4 of their last 5 league games, and by Pep Guardiola's own admission, there has been a significant decline in their performance. After finishing second to City 2 years running, the Gunners finally look ready to dethrone them, having already proven they can keep picking up wins consistently through to the business end of the campaign. "I don't want to put too much pressure on us, but I do think that this is the year," Saka told CBS Sports in October. "There is genuine belief flowing the dressing room. Arsenal are closer than ever to shaking off their pretenders tag. But this has to be the year for Arteta. A 5th successive trophy-less season cannot be tolerated at a club the size of Arsenal. If he has to channel Pulis or Mourinho at times to get over the line, so be it. That doesn't make him any less of a coach, and it certainly doesn't mean that Arsenal are not still one of the best pure footballing sides in the business." Thanks for watching.